Okay, you're on.
Okay. Introductions. Okay, great. All right. Today is Thursday, May 8th, 2025. This is the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. The time now is 7:10. My name is Debbie Kowalik. I'm co-chair of Parks. Don't leave me hanging.
And I'm Janice Walcott, the co-chair, I say, of Parks Committee, and we're gonna get started.
Oh, we gotta do introduction.
Dear member.
Dwayne Williams, member.
George Thompson, member.
And online is Lisa and let me see. And Jackie is excused. And we also have Cynthia Rodriguez online. Parks people, do you want to announce yourselves, please? Or do you want me to announce you?
Matt Doran, Regional Manager, Parks Department.
Karen Barone, Director of Capital Parks.
And we got one more Parks person, Valerie. Okay, I don't have a sheet for attendance to review. Oh, wait, sorry, the conduct statement. You'll read it?
So hold on, if I may, this is something that we're doing that's new, Debbie.
Yeah,
So I'm going to share my screen real quick. So if we don't have minutes at the very least, we're publishing the attendance. So if you look at, can you see my screen?
yes,
All right, I'm still having network connection issues, but hopefully you can still see my screen.
yes.
So if you go to the minutes page, so for example, Chris already put up May, and like transportation, we almost never have minutes, but at the very least, you click on that, here's May already. Here's the attendance. So
This is Parks.
yes, so I know, I'm just giving you an example for May is up already, and then after tonight, Parks will be up ideally tomorrow, but if you have Parks, you see Parks here, September, December, February. So if any of those are wrong, please let us know. All right.
Okay,
All right. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
all right. And Janice, you're gonna read the conduct.
The conduct statement says, Community Board 11 meetings must be held in a professional and hostile-free environment. The following rules of conduct are applicable to members of the public, Community Board 11, and Community Board 11 staff. Okay. Any action or behavior that disrupts or interferes with Community Board 11 business will not be tolerated during any Community Board 11 and may result in the individual being asked to leave. If the action or behavior continues, this may be considered disturbance of peace, and the appropriate authorities may be summoned. If the meeting is held remotely, the person may be muted or expelled for the remainder. Repeated violations by the same person or group of people may result in further action by the community board. All public speakers must address the full board or the committee with their concerns. Electioneering for a position other than an officer of Community Board 11 is prohibited. Engaging in acts of violence, including threats, are grounds for immediate suspension of the right to attend meetings pending review by the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. Respect the equality, diversity, and privacy of all persons by respecting and valuing differences of culture and opinion. Refrain from unpleasant or disparaging remarks and other actions. Abstain from all forms of harassment by actively discouraging it. Disseminating false information is prohibited. Thank you.
All right, so under budget priorities, we got Zimmerman Playground Reconstruction Project. Excuse me. Okay, so who from Parks is gonna be, yeah, who from Parks is gonna be? Oh, are they doing any presentation? Or,
I don't know.
There's no presentation, Deb. It's just updates as
okay, yes,
I was requested, and I will
Okay.
be giving.
okay. So what's the update on Zimmerman Playground Reconstruction Project?
So Zimmerman is currently in the procurement phase. We recently sent out the construction contract to bid to secure a contractor. We are expecting bids to be back towards the mid to end of May, and we're hoping that construction starts early in 2026.
Okay. You have any?
Sorry, Debbie, I have a question on Zimmerman. Should I ask now or wait to the end?
No, X now, yeah.
Okay. So the procurement you're talking about, that's just for the general reconstruction, not the bathroom, correct?
That's just for the general reconstruction of the playground, correct?
Okay. Do you have an update on the bathroom situation?
Yeah, so the bathroom is currently in the process. Currently in the process of procuring design consultants.
Okay.
We're pending the certificate to proceed and approval from OMB. And we're also waiting for the request of proposal from OMB before we could get the design consultants. So we expect the project to begin design near next fall or winter, if everything goes
Okay.
smoothly with the procurement phase.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fall of 2025 or fall of 2026?
Next fall of 2025.
Okay. I don't want to assume. Okay.
Hi, Catherine. This is Cynthia from the Community Board Chair.
Hi, Cynthia.
How are you? Hope you're well.
Good, how are you? Thank you.
I know that something that's come up in more recent conversations was what kind of plan do we have in place, given that summer's almost here, and I know that the bathrooms tend to be an issue with the porta-johns in particular. Do we know where we are with just the maintenance, whether we're using the same people or?
Matt, do you have information on that? I don't have information on that, Cynthia. And if Matt doesn't, then I could get back to you on that because that's on the operations side.
Hi, how are you? This is Juan Cortez,
Oh,
park
hi,
manager.
Juan.
How are you, Cynthia?
Hi, Juan.
So, thanks God they come to clean the bathroom every week. They send me an email update. So the company who take care of the bathroom, they came every week. They come in every week. They take care, so they're on top of that. All right.
Okay.
So now every week they send me an email, and so they're on top of that. So
Is
that's all I can tell you.
Is that the same company that had it before? Or
I guess. No, it's the same company.
Listen,
So we spoke with them now,
Mr.
now
Cortez,
they do their job.
Mr. Cortez, is there any
Hi.
way you can find another company because they were not clean every week? There was a problem with the cleaning, the cleanliness of the bathrooms and everything. Is there any other company that you can use other than the one that was used in the past year?
I'm going to double check if they're willing to change the company. To be honest, that's not on my hand, so I have to check with the upper level. So
Okay,
That's
that's fine, but I need to get an answer by June, okay? Because
All right,
So
no problem.
so this is Matt. Did you
hold
guys
on.
hear me?
Hold on a
Okay,
second,
here,
Matt.
the bathrooms were filthy. The same company does not need to be paid to keep filthy bathrooms, okay? So Matt, what are you saying? Hello?
I'm just saying, yeah, could you hear me?
I hear you very well.
We
Go ahead.
can't switch companies. We
Why is
can't.
that?
Okay?
Why?
Because the agency has contracts that are already set up, and we have to use certain contracts for certain vendors. Now, what we can do is we can start to hold this contractor accountable, and we will. And I'll work with Juan, and we'll hold them accountable. So
Why were they not held accountable last year when these issues were being brought up?
because it
Okay, so
here.
let's move forward. It's a new year. Let's try to make sure that we can get better maintenance.
Well, I have
Sorry.
an answer. I have an
Yes,
answer for it.
yes, I appreciate it.
So we had a contract, and Juan, what's the contractor?
I guess let me.
Call it. It's Call Ahead.
I call yes.
Okay, so
Call
so
Ahead.
we had a contract with Call Ahead, and Call Ahead fulfilled our contract, and Call Ahead never came and picked up after the contract was terminated. They never came and they picked up their porta johns, and so we had two porta johns that were left there that Call Ahead wanted to leave there and not be responsible for, and we weren't paying them anymore. And so that's sort of where a little bit of the complication happened over the past year. This is going well over a year ago, but we figured it out, and we're hopefully not going to have any of those issues this year.
So Matt, I have a question in terms of your contract with them. Does the contract specify how often the bathrooms are cleaned, or is it
Yes,
just
it does.
customary? Okay. And would you say that
Yes.
across the board, like the once a week tends to be sufficient in other areas? Is that what generally works?
It's all we could pretty much afford
Finance.
under finance contracts. Yeah, but usually it's
Okay.
just twice a week. Yes.
So
Okay.
it's
Hello, so
Call
it's
Ahead?
twice a week? That's what you're saying? Matt?
No, I don't even know the status of this contract right now, but
we
I
need
could tell you the issues that we had in the past. That's all.
Okay, we need to find out whether or not they're doing once a week or twice a week. Twice a week is great. Find out and let us know by June. Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right,
I
we
let you
will
know.
look into this.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Matt.
Let me jump quickly. Just I let you know they sent me an email. The last time they cleaned it was May 2nd. They sent me they put the name of the person who cleaned. So I go to double check. Every time they send me an email, I go to double check they really do their job.
Juan, for the next meeting, just check to see what's in the contract, like twice a week or once a week or whatever it is.
I will.
Appreciate.
Can I ask a question?
Wait, hold
I'll
on.
leave it over here to that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'd like to know if we're allowed to see this contract. I'd like to read
No.
this contract.
I don't think so, unless you go through the Freedom of Information Act, and then yeah, you'll probably be able to pull any contract that the city has. But it's just it's this is buried. We have a contracts division that works not in the Bronx, and we get information from them up to us, and we tell you. So it's not going to be that much faster for us to get information to you that you would be able to get as people from the public, as citizens who want to get public information. It's just a slow process all the way, and
Yeah.
it's one of the things that we have to deal with too on an internal basis. So
What about an email from the company? Hello?
we don't
An email
get
from them?
direct emails. I don't get direct emails, but Juan might be able to give you information with his contact.
Okay, Juan, can you kindly get an email from the company regarding how their service is gonna be for the rest of the summer, for the rest of the year, okay?
I will get the information. All right, because the email I get from internal. from Parks. They send the email to somebody else from Parks, and this person should share with me this email. You know, the company didn't send me the email directly from the company.
So Juan, maybe we could get like a summer look ahead. I don't know, progress or schedule that they have planned to clean the bathrooms.
No problem.
For the remainder, yeah, something like that. Okay.
I like
Okay.
that idea. Thanks.
No problem.
Okay, so we can move on to Eastchester now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the Eastchester Playground Reconstruction Project, what's the update with that?
So construction just started March 2025. And we expect construction to be completed by March 2026.
Yeah,
Currently in construction.
yeah, no, I visually see it every morning. I see all the workers there every morning at 6:30 when
Awesome.
when I'm driving through there. So I can definitely say they're working on it.
Yeah, that's a huge project, and we have a very good contractor out there, so I know that this project is gonna, go by smoothly.
Does anybody got any questions about Eastchester Playground?
No.
Okay, all right, that went smoothly. Botanical Gardens pathway, what's the update with that?
So basically the same thing. Construction started in March 2025. This contract has a 1 year time period for the construction phase. So we anticipate for the project to be completed by March 2026, hopefully before, but do not quote me on that. But yeah. I
know-
think
Okay.
our
Kat, I have a
operations team.
quick update too.
Okay, go ahead, Matt.
That we did get the
The signs.
sign,
Yeah, that's exactly
the
what I was
signs
just.
approved, and
Mhm.
yeah, all right, good. You
Yeah,
can carry
that's
on.
exactly what I was just gonna say, that we worked closely with the botanical garden to get some signage approved for, to direct the public to other entrances that are available to the botanical garden. So
And
that
which,
should have been up today, right, Matt? If I'm not mistaken.
which entrances are those that they're?
So it was given to the district today to post, so it should probably
Yeah.
be posted by tomorrow. Yes.
Debbie, I don't know off the top of my head. Matt, do you know which entrances those are? Because I could share them.
We are only posting at the Waring Avenue entrance.
Yeah.
Are you directing them to?
I didn't even see the sign, but I
Yeah.
don't know. But we're directing them to all the alternate entry locations that are as close, and it's
So
gonna
these.
say
Mhm.
all of the entry locations, and then they could decide which way they want to go. And it's also going to be posted in English and Spanish.
Yeah, I could probably share that with you, because Debbie, the thing is that Parks did not produce these signs. These signs were produced by the botanical garden. All the information on there was by them. I haven't seen the sign myself. But I could get that information to you, okay?
Okay, I know some people had.
I did see them. I could tell you they are 8.5 by 11s. They're black and white, informative signs that are laminated that are being placed all around the construction site
So it's
in both languages.
Size of a sheet of paper.
It's a piece of paper, yes. Yes.
Okay.
But
And
it's laminated.
black and
Debbie.
white. It's laminated. Yes.
Laminated,
And
yes.
you'll be able to see, and your eyes will directly go towards the signs, and you'll be able to see that this location is closed and you need to go to one of the alternate locations, and
Wait.
then it's their choice to whatever alternate location they go to. So
So it's a piece of paper when you've done all that walking at Waring Avenue to get to the fence, and it's a piece of paper that says, "You're not here. You got to go in somewhere else." There's no signage prior to that?
Correct. And I don't know what your conversation as a community board has been with the botanical gardens, but it should be on their website showing that this location is closed and that they should not direct people to this location because Parks
Exactly.
is having we have a capital project to improve
Mm-hmm.
this, and our as per contract, we're only required to give them alternate locations, and we were doing that. So I would advise you as a community board reach out to the botanical gardens, make sure they have it on the website to say that you shouldn't come here, but that's not on Parks. So
Yeah,
It
but
is on the New York Botanical Gardens website. I'm looking right now.
all right, I've visited the Bronx Zoo many times. I've visited the Botanical Gardens many times. Neither time have I gone to go look online about it. The only thing I may consult is weather.com to see if it's gonna rain.
All right,
But-
so we can reach out to the Botanical Gardens then and get some clarification from.
Yeah,
from
but there should be more signage instead of making people trek over there. That it's like-
Understood, but Parks is telling us it's not, it's the Botanical Gardens' responsibility, so we should reach out to the Botanical Gardens.
Okay,
Okay.
I would do that.
Would it also be the Botanical Gardens' responsibility if, I don't know what you want to call the entrance, but the entrance that exactly faces the Bronx Zoo on, I guess you want to call it Fordham Road. Is there any way that they can open that while Waring is being under construction so that people don't have to walk completely around the Botanical Gardens to get into the Botanical Gardens? Because that basically sounds like what's being requested. I mean, if you're in your car or your bicycle, all right, it may not be so bad. But if you're on your feet, that's a hike and a half. You already done your steps for the year.
Double that.
So would it, that you're saying that it would be more Botanical Gardens' responsibility, or to question them if they can open up
Yes.
the Fordham entrance? Yes?
yeah, that's entirely not a Parks issue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Adequate?
I do have a question. So just to clarify, so even though leading up to the Eastgate entrance, that path that is totally part of NYC Parks, even though the path is part of the parks, you're saying that it's not the responsibility for the pathway leading up to that no signage, that the parks can't put any signage in between that entrance from the front. I don't know where the north entrance is, that pathway to where Fordham Road is, that the start of that bike pathway.
It's a hike.
Yeah,
So this is Matt from Parks, the regional manager, and I've been involved with the signage for this for a while. I don't understand your question.
The question is, the signage is currently next to Eastgate. Am I correct?
The signage is currently being put around the construction zone to direct people to alternate locations to go to the botanical gardens. Correct.
Okay, so I get that. I'm saying that the lead up, there's a path that you walk through that's part of the Parks Department.
Yeah, but there's so many paths that come into that zone, and that's also part of the.
This
Right.
gentleman is asking a question. Can you let him finish asking the question and then answer?
Certainly.
Thank
Certainly.
you.
So it sounds like you're saying that even though Eastgate is completely surrounded by the Parks Department, you're saying that it's not the responsibility at all. That is still the responsibility of the Botanical Garden to put signage well far away from that entrance to indicate to people before they get actually in close proximity that it's closed. We have to talk to the Botanical Gardens to add signage like further out from the entrance is what I'm trying to get at. That even though it's part of the Parks Department, that you all aren't responsible for it, that the Botanical Gardens is responsible for it.
Yes.
Before you answer, Matt, I just want to share. I feel like this is a joint a joint operation. We go to the community board, we go to our elected officials, we go to the botanical garden, we go to parks. When this entrance was closed and was going to be inaccessible to the public, we made sure that we communicated with that so that not just with the community board, but with everybody, so that we could all spread the word and share, we're not saying that it's entirely up to the botanical garden, but they're the ones that, that entrance is leading up to the botanical garden. So they have other ways of getting into their area or other entrances. I feel like it's a joint effort. I don't feel like,
Correct.
So,
like,
And it,
Matt, Catherine, I have a question. This is Lisa. Can I just ask a question? I
well,
think
I
I
haven't
understand what
been able
everyone's
to
trying to
answer
get at.
yet, but I'll
Hello,
wait.
hello,
I'll wait for you,
hello.
Lisa.
Hello, one at a time, please. Okay? Go ahead. Who's next?
Can I
Lisa
speak?
was trying to
So,
speak.
Yeah.
Lisa.
go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So Matt, I think the main question is there a way that if the botanical gardens produce more signs, would you guys allow it to be posted or facilitate the posting of signs further out from the entrance? I think that's what everyone's trying to get at. Like, is that possible? Can we
and
make that
just
happen?
like we did the posting of the signages that were just recently approved, we would go through the same process. We have a sign committee that would review the signs, that would review the location of signage, and then we go from there. We can't say yes or no today because as I said, we have a sign committee that would have to review them and approve them.
Okay.
But
All right.
Right. And what Kat was saying was exactly absolutely perfect, that this stuff has to be reviewed, and it has to be reviewed for the purpose of what is the alternate locations, what is being shut down, what are the parks goers that go through this area generally doing. We weigh all of this stuff, and this is one of the reasons why we're not going to put signs outside of the construction location, because this is also part of a greenway and there's tons of people that just pass by. And so we're not going to put extra signs all over the place saying that there's this one location that's shut down, because most of the people that pass through this park, which is Bronx Park Zone 2, it's part of 7 zones in Bronx Park that go from the Yonkers border all the way down to basically 180th Street. There's a continuous flow, and that's part of the greenway. And we got people that go up and down there all the time. We're not going to be putting signs up for the small amount of people that actually use the one entrance unless they go there for that sole purpose of going across the Bronx River Parkway to go into the botanical gardens. We have people that come to Waring Playground. We have people that just are passing through from Allerton down to Pelham Parkway. And so we're not going to litter our parks with extra signs if we don't have to.
I think, who's next? Who's next? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask for a favor, Matt or Catherine, if you can send me a just like a screenshot or whatever of the signs once they're, publishable. I'll happily share the signs like on our socials, so that at least that way we can get it out that way a little more, if that's helpful.
Absolutely. I'm sure we could arrange that.
Can you also share the contact of the people at the Botanical Gardens that you have collaborated with to get the signs up near the construction zone? Just to sort of streamline communication, at least for us, if we would like to expand messaging or help them expand messaging for the closure of the East Gate. Is that possible? I'm talking to
Either Catherine or Matt.
Yeah, who?
That would be Kat, probably.
What was your question?
Never mind. It's okay. We can move.
We have their contact information. Jeremy just
The
sent out a
contact
letter from
information
them,
for
the Botanical Gardens,
what's his
for
name?
Aaron.
Angel Hernandez
Angel,
is who I usually coordinate with.
okay.
I'm not sure who on his team produces the signage, but usually that's my contact person over there.
Yeah, Jeremy will have this. We have their contact information. I know I have all of their contact information because I've worked with them on projects before.
Yeah, yeah. Angel is super
Yeah,
helpful.
they're all really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're done. We're done on the botanical. Okay. Okay. All right. Now to a bigger thorn in the side of this area of the Bronx. Barbecuing on Pelham Parkway and in Bronx Park East. What is being done to deter it, to stop it, to yeah, facilitate the cleanup of illegal barbecuing? What's being done about the barbecuing?
Hot coals.
Yeah, whether it's enforcement, whether it's telling people, yeah, no, you can't do that here. What?
So let me ask the board, and I've been with you guys for a long time before this time I'm joining with you. Do you guys have extra funds to help us hire more enforcement and all that type of stuff? Because right now we have 23. I think we're going into the season with 23, maybe 24 PEP officers for the entire borough for all shifts. So we're going to do the best we can. We're going to put out signs. We have signage all over the place. I saw that this was part of it, and there are 13 signs on Pelham Parkway North, Zone 1 and Zone 2 that say no barbecuing.
What
There are
zone?
photos of them.
What zone two?
It goes all the way out to Eastchester. Both of the two zones. So we're going to do the best we can. And
I didn't see any.
yeah,
I drive Pelham
So-
Parkway a few times a day.
all right. So this is where this
Matt, just a quick question. I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
How can we support parks in trying to get more PEP officers? Is that,
your council members.
got it? Okay.
All right, but even if we do end up getting a hold of a PEP officer, and if a PEP officer shows up and people are having these illegal parties on the Parkway or in Bronx Park East, and they just go and walk it over to them, and then they walk away, and they don't even issue a ticket. Why do the PEP officers not even issue a ticket and tell these people, you can't do it?
I don't know. That's individual circumstance. I have no idea. But I just telling you how we're set up. We're set up to try to do the best we can this year. So
I'm just flabbergasted. I'm
Sometimes there's just no.
I'm flabbergasted. Nobody
Thank you, Matt. I'm
officer is there. They're not doing anything.
okay. Can we focus, please?
I
Like
am
Matt
trying
answered the question, so let's try to keep
Just
it
in
moving.
terms of the barbecuing in the park, is there any thoughts around like putting composting bins in the park? Has it ever been discussed?
not for Pelham Parkway. No, Pelham Parkway is a parkway. It's not a park. So it's permitted
I'm talking
completely
about
different.
parks.
Actually, there are some, and I would say get in touch with the Bronx River Alliance to find out where those locations are.
Okay.
Because I do see those public composting things near some schools. But yeah.
Some are sanitation, most are sanitation. a few are Bronx River Alliance, but generally Parks Department does not. They're not ours.
Okay. 'Cause
Someone
I,
has to, in order to have it established, someone has to have established ownership of it because you have to take care of it. So people put stuff in, compost it, and it's not just a one-time thing. It's a whole process.
yeah, because I know the farmer's market that comes, I guess it's still kind of considered Bronx Park.
Yeah.
People come and drop off some of their compost in person there. But other than that, I really haven't seen composting this area.
That's the Bronx River Alliance. Check out the Bronx River Alliance. They do the composting.
Okay. Uh, Anybody else got any further questions on the barbecuing?
I do, but it's okay.
Go for it, come on, go for it.
I mean, so I live in Bronx Park. I live across the street from Bronx Park East, and it seems to me that there's not enough trash cans, especially for barbecue day for the weekend. And I don't know, Mondays it's just a complete mess. And I'm not sure if maybe we just need bigger garbage cans, but a way to just reconcile the amount of garbage that blows across the field because there isn't enough space and receptacles to hold all of it. And so is there a solution or is there funds or I don't know.
We should go to for.
Yeah.
Garbage bins.
Because it's
Council.
okay.
Yeah, so that area is a super hotspot for us, and we're challenged to pick it up on a weekly basis, let alone the increase when it comes in on holiday weekends like this weekend, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that type of stuff. We do our best, and as far as garbage cans, we don't want to put out too many more, but we actually do sort of look to see what the best number is and where the best placement is. We look at this strategically because when we add more, we get more illegal dumping, and we're sort of at a impasse with this right now because illegal dumping and the entire city, all 5 boroughs, is out of control. So we put out more garbage cans. People think they could just put more stuff there. So we don't want to, but we want to find the fine balance, and we're always trying to make sure we pick up what people leave behind. And I could attest to you, and I say this to every community board meeting that I'm like, we don't make the mess, we clean up the mess. So I just want to reiterate that.
Yeah, I what I don't understand, it still blows my mind. Within New York City, why? It's not a question to you, but why is there illegal dumping? Sanitation comes to your house twice a week. Why do people gotta bring their garbage to a public garbage can that's just meant for a soda bottle or a cup or whatever? I don't get it. I don't understand. I honestly don't understand why people in New York City have to illegally dump.
Back to the meeting.
Matt, I have a question. What about those garbage cans that have those lids where you can, like, it limits the size of what you could put in? Like I saw them when I was over on 86th Street in Manhattan. They're the lids are like smaller and you have to put cans in one side and like regular
We call
trash on
those
the
big
side.
bellies. Yeah,
Okay.
big bellies. They're big. They're big square ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sort of phasing them out of the Bronx.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to take my hand down. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to clap. I didn't mean to clap at you. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was
Hey.
Brian, shh.
I had a question.
I know we're not there yet. All right, so no more barbecuing. No more barbecue, nothing else. All right, now we can go to gallery session. Is there anybody in the room first that wishes to speak?
I just came to give you guys an update. I had a walkthrough of parks yesterday. Oh, well, and probably, I'm the new director for Rapid Road Bay. I had a walkthrough of parks yesterday, and I must say, I have to thank them for their partnership, their collaboration with me. We've had an issue with the tree pit over lighting Rapid Road that is rat infested. So, yeah, yes, so, apparently the mayor is launching a new initiative to fight street rat infestations of our tree pits. So we looked at it and they're going to launch that initiative here. To possibly fix that issue. But to be honest, it looks very bad. Disgusting. Makes me mad. But might remove that tree pit. Just so that issue is gone and is mitigated, especially as the storefront that is in front of the tree pit is now being reactivated, as there's a pharmacy moving in there. So
Is that the old Stanwell spot?
it was says out in front, in the corner.
That's Tuesday. Where?
Yeah, with
Light-
Stanwell, yeah.
Yes, it's being reactivated, it's opening up again. So, hopefully the rat issues mitigated there. Also spoke to them as we recently received a 100K grant from SBS. And within that grant, I have allocated funding to redo tree pits for White Plains Road Bay. So the tree pits will now be, but probably hopefully by the end of the summer, they'll be remulched with red mulch. And also I am getting a list of flowers from parks that we can plant into the tree pit to beautify the area. I also, aside from that, I want to point out that, I will be looking to look for more funding to redo our tree guards specifically. So Parks has been very instrumental in guiding me through that process.
How much is the funding?
We said
100K.
100K. Also, you guys have a lot of great ideas. I know it's a lot of answers, especially when it comes to like parks and how they operate. It's a lot of different departments within parks, especially when it comes to find out like exactly what exactly we need. They have a horticultural program, they have their contracts, all that stuff. What I think a lot of it just asked for, like the trash cans and stuff like that, can be asked for within the budget priorities. Is the budget priorities, yes. So you can request those there, and make a really strong case to get it funded from the city. And your city council member is, she has a lot of funding to also fund a lot of these things. But yeah, but other than that, I look forward to working with you guys, and I will be sure to keep you guys abreast of any park related stuff happening in my neck of the woods.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Malcolm, I just wanted to respond to you really quickly. I was with you at the walkthrough yesterday. Thanks for inviting me to join you. Can I ask you to email, Dwayne is there and he's a member of the Community Development and Budget Priorities Committee, but if you don't mind emailing me and them just, with regards to the tree guards and, the other things you were thinking about in terms of inclusion in our budget priorities, so that we can all make sure that it's something that we add and include.
Absolutely. I'll definitely do that. And I forgot one thing. I don't know, some of the trees here are just oddly placed on that bed. I don't know why there are 4 trees in a square manner that's in front of Chipotle. But some tree pits have presented a trip hazard from looking at it. So those will be removed. And also looking to request new ones to be added along after some conversations with our property owners. So, working very closely with parks on that issue.
Yeah, because it's one thing I've said for many years, not only is it a trip hazard for somebody sighted, but we also have a lot of people with sight, sight visibility issues, whether they're fully blind or legally blind, and
Absolutely.
they can't see it and they can trip and
Right.
yeah.
Right. Definitely. So looking to clear the corridor with that, and we're also looking to add new trees wherever we can. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's
Chair Walcott and Chair Rodriguez, I request a little extra time because I have a whole list from Bronx Park East Community Association. You're put there. Okay.
Roll call.
Chair Kowalik as well. Thank you. We have a little extra time beyond the 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So Bronx Park East Community Association has been working on a lot of these issues that have been raised as far as Bronx Park East is concerned. And I'm sorry that we didn't have Parks Committee meetings in, what was it, January and March and April, when we could have worked on some of these issues, and certainly the entrance to the Botanical Garden pathway when that was coming up. So on Zimmerman and the porta potties, we had Councilmember Riley come to one of our recent VPECA meetings, and VPECA members raised the issue with him. And he offered to do whatever he could to help. So we have emailed him. What we see as the problem is that whenever you have a porta potty contract, they have the equipment necessary to clean the waste bin. Parks does not have that. Their contracts are either for once a week or twice a week cleaning. And really, the bathrooms in the parks, the parks bathrooms get checked every single day and locked at night. But it's just not possible with the way the porta potties are set up to really do that. And when it gets hot in the summer and a lot of people are in the park, we really do need that kind of daily maintenance. So, we don't have a solution either, but Councilmember Riley did say that he would try to help, maybe he has extra funding or something. So we were very glad to have him step up there. On the Botanical Garden path, the Botanical Garden is not the easiest to work with. And in terms of, it took years for us to get a small green sign that you barely don't notice at the foot of that path, just to indicate that that is an entrance to the Botanical Garden. It was kind of secret knowledge until then. So we have also asked them to have more signage, because we see almost every day somebody pulls up, gets out of a taxi, goes over, wants to go in and does not know. And they did not have it on their website until very recently. They're just not that great about outreach, but we're working with them. We're working with them on the idea of another opening somewhere along Fordham Road, Pelham Parkway for the summer. We just have to keep at it. But I wanted to really thank Matt and Kat and Valerie for coming to this meeting on such short notice and after hours, and apologize if any of the questioning has seemed a little aggressive, because we know how hard you work and we know how responsive you are about all of these things, and we know the limitations that you have in terms of funding, which are really severe. And that's on the mayor and your city council people and the budget. You have to get it in the budget. For the garbage cans, we've had garbage cans in our community budget priorities, which I don't think that the committee has come up with any budget priorities items yet. We've talked to our council members. We did have the very good news that just a few months ago, the Parks Department put in a whole series of new trash cans at Allerton around the soccer field, which is very nice, and thank you. And the people who use the park in that area are very thankful for those cans. And so now we need more. In terms of the barbecuing, the culture has evolved to a point where you cannot just send in enforcement and get everyone to shut down their grills. That is just not going to happen. What we do and what the parks does is that, especially on the weekend evenings, come through. Parks gave us extra garbage bags. The parks supervisor comes through with extra garbage bags talks to the different people who are setting up their barbecue, checks to make sure they're not too near a tree, that they know what they're doing. Make sure they have enough garbage bags so that they can clean up their stuff. And they do, they all accept the garbage bags. They don't refuse. You know, they do try to, we would though love to have more of the trash cans. We do have those trash cans at Waring Playground and at other areas throughout Bronx Park where you're separating the trash into the different categories. But those don't really work for the barbecue. Partnership for Parks has reached out to us. They've hired new personnel. We've talked with them about setting up a summer schedule of weekly volunteer cleanups. And they're going to help us with that, and especially along the sidewalk outside Bronx Park East, which is where a lot of the trash collects. We're working with some of the buildings across the street, and we have members who are very vigilant on our behalf to check to see, you know, is it the building super having taken away their trash cans? And so they're just going across the street to dump their trash. I mean, that's happening in a couple places. So it's just, it's like an ongoing issue. Yeah. Takes a lot of work. And we work also with the Bronx River Alliance, who's very helpful in all sorts of ways. And our farmers market that's going to be starting in June, who will have composting. Where?
Too long ago that was like that big sale and.
Yes. So thank you again, Parks Department.
Thank you.
I just want to say, porta potties are lockable.
Yes, they are.
So, somebody can't be locking them like you would lock a restaurant. So. So.
I have a quick question, just kind of based on what Diana was saying for parks. If council member Riley, I think is who you said, is looking into more funding for the porta potties, if he is able to secure additional funding, can the contract be amended so that they can come in and clean the porta potties more than once or twice a week?
Especially in summer. Yeah, we could find out of that, yeah.
Matt, I don't know, Matt or
Matt or Catherine?
Matt or Catherine or Juan? Does anybody know if that's
I
possible?
heard, but I don't have an answer for you. We'd have to be able to get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Janice, Debbie, do you think that we can reach out to, what did you say, Diana? Bronx River Alliance? Who were you just mentioning in terms of cleanups?
Bronx River Alliance.
Maybe we can have them come to our next meeting. And I mean, a lot of people, I think, don't even know who, I mean, those who are in the know. But there are a lot of people who aren't aware of the Bronx River Alliance, what they do, and maybe how we can work with them as a community board. So maybe for we're in May, maybe for the June meeting, have them come and present and see how we can partner up.
Janice?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
I like that idea. That's a great idea.
Okay, Kay's hand was up first online. So, Kay, unmute yourself.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Okay.
Okay, so a couple of quick things. The Bronx River Alliance, I did a lot of stuff with them when I was doing my 2 terms of AmeriCorps service. They're very amiable. They extend the tentacles out anywhere and everywhere that they can. I don't know the newer staff because I worked with the older staff. This was like 20 years ago when I did my service. but they're just a really great group and stuff. So if they could ally with us, I think that would be a really good idea. Next, as far as the barbecuing is concerned, this has been a pervasive thing for probably 20 years that I can remember. I don't understand why it is that over by Stillwell, 6:30 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning, I see PEP officers on their horses going up and down the trail on the parkway they come from like the Pelham Bay area. So it must be from the stables. And like, wouldn't it be more prudent to have them like do that later in the day? Because nobody's barbecuing at 6:30 or 9:30 in the morning on a weekday. So if perhaps like maybe a schedule change, like afternoons on hot days, weekdays, and particularly on the weekends. Next, I don't understand why they're not ticketing people. If they are officers, they must have the authority to summons or some kind of ticketing process. And there was one more thing. Oh gosh, I can't remember. And it's been a long day. Okay, let's see. Barbecuing. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, more trash bins would be helpful. Oh yeah, the entrance to the Botanical Gardens. The entrance there on Fordham Road. People that take buses, right, like I do, you have a stop at White Plains Road on the 12, Boston Road for the select bus, and then one at Southern Boulevard. If people just happen to go to that Eastgate entrance in Bronx Park East, then they have to barrel around to a bus, but they still end up having to go to Southern Boulevard, which is still a walk from the bus. Anyway, so if they could do something to open up that south gate, because you can only walk or bicycle or ride one of those moped things on that, walkway there. So if maybe they could use, if it was possible to do the option of opening that gate there on Fordham, it might make it easier for some people to navigate and more enticing for them to go to the Botanical Gardens. And I guess that's about it. I'm sorry I took up so much time. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Camilla?
Good evening. Hello, everybody. I provided some input and a report in this morning's district cabinet meeting, but I just wanted to come again and provide the information here in the formal sort of Parks Committee context. So for Morris Park Avenue, we have two local parks, as you know, Loretto Park and Matthew Mulliner. For Loretto Park, I just wanted to update it. For the past year, on May 31st, actually, it's our light installation, the Pulse, that has been much appreciated by the public. Our permit will formally end. It's been a year already. However, we have been working very, very hard to not to lose the investment money, sort of say. It was $100,000 worth of an installation. So the solution we came with along with Parks was to actually change the design and have it called as a new project. So I'm very happy to share with you that we will have for one more year an installation on the fence along Morris Park Avenue. It will be called Morris Park Stars, and it will basically be kind of the same concept, but the design will be changed in the shape of stars. And we receive very positive feedback for the community, because at nighttime this adds an element also of safety with the additional lights, and it's really something special for Loretto Park. Second update for Loretto, we had a very, very successful event for Earth Day along with the Urban Rangers and the Partnership for Parks. My huge thanks to the whole parks team that helped us both with the permits as well as with planting, and a team on site. That was an unexpected bonus. Basically, we worked for 4 hours. I think it was like a group of 10 people that really worked for 4 hours. We planted with native plants and ornamental plants two of the green areas coming from the entrance from Van Ness, and also we cleaned all the fall foliage that was under the bushes there on along the fence of the parallel to the Van Ness sidewalk. So it was a very, very nice event. We were super stressed with the weather because it was one of these rainy forecasts, but we had several families coming out, also interacting with the rangers. It was absolutely lovely. And again, I thank CB11 for just sharing the information on your socials. And Cynthia, just like a point of reinforcement, your previous point, it's so important. I feel that the CB11 kind of promotes these events, cleanups and plantings and mulching, whatever, composting, all of these things, because it does create a culture of people becoming more involved, more hands-on, and actually going out and like sweating and working, to clean these spaces that are common sort of green spaces. And it's really important if this message comes from CB11. And finally, on Matthew Moliner, we are we never had there any like art project or art installation, and we are in the process of working with a local artist that we collaborated with before, and Parks too, to have an installation there, and we are preparing the permit process to have an art installation at Matthew Moliner as well. Also, just a reminder to everybody to follow the schedule of CB11 sanitation and parks and maybe traffic and transportation. I don't know where, but the Cloudburst project is coming on east of Bronxdale Avenue, or a project of DEP, and probably the Trippies will also require some sort of protection. Anyway, just to put like a little flag on this, that there will be work forthcoming that will also affect the Trippies. For this year, Morris Park Bid will plant again with ornamental plants all the guarded trippies on Morris Park Avenue between Williamsbridge and Unionport, and the end of May will be when the plantings will be done. So just to say again, thank you to the team, to the parks teams. I mean, everybody was absolutely amazing, and Juan is our like sort of reliable on the ground, boots on the ground person, and we are really appreciating everything you guys are doing. And I will soon post the events list for the summer, and just to say thank you to everybody for the support always. Thank you.
Thank you. The Cloudburst program, they came to transportation. That was the meeting that Cloudburst had presented. So I believe that was under the umbrella of transportation, but thank you for the update with that.
Actually,
Deb, I don't think so. I think it was actually parks or environment and sanitation, if you're referring to the meeting of last year. But I think Cynthia will know more, because I think we're looking at a consolidated meeting for this year.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, they're coming back to sanitation, so keep an eye out on the sanitation committee.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Roxanne's got her hand up. Roxanne, you still there? Roxanne? Roxanne? Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. CC, I'm guessing that's Christine. Do you have anything you want to speak of, or anything, any questions, anything, or waiting for Roxanne to possibly pop back in?
I'm sorry, it was just distracted a little bit. Get back to me. Let Roxanne go first.
Well, no, Roxanne fell off the internet. We're waiting for her to. We're giving her time to circle back in. You're the only other one from the public.
Hi. Hello.
Roxanne's back. Go ahead, Roxanne.
Oh yeah, I'll let the other person speak, and I'll speak after since I interrupted. Thank you. No, it's okay, because I don't want to interrupt people. Go ahead. Whoever's speaking.
You're not interrupting. I was.
Okay, so I don't. Okay, I'm so sorry. Something's wrong with my phone today. But I just want to say, I'm not going to discuss how many cleanups I've done for the last 7 years or how many events, because I really don't have anything to prove. But I'm very, very upset right now, because constantly when someone especially people of color that um, talk about issues or problems that they have in the community, and they're advocating for equity and justice, and they're labeled as aggressive. And this has to stop. You know, people have different tones and speech manners, and different identities. You cannot constantly call people aggressive or hostile. I mean, an agency is accustomed to being to having complaints and criticism. They're accustomed because they receive that on a daily basis. Doesn't mean that anyone's attacking them or being aggressive or being hostile. I mean, I have to say that we have so far recently, the parks chair has been a very strong advocate for parks, and not just for her parks, but the parks in Community Board 11. And I have to thank her for that, because she's speaking for the community, not for the powers that be. So I don't think it's appropriate to be labeling people as aggressive. So now I'll go to the real reason why I'm here. Now, I don't know if it's appropriate. I'm not addressing it to Parks Agency at all. I'm addressing it to Community Board 11 Parks Committee. Yesterday, I attended a rally by the EVSA, the e-scooter safety of vehicle alliance. Anyhow, there was over 100 people in front of Parks Arsenal. That's the office of the citywide parks commissioner. Rally, not hostile, in a peaceful manner, asking the parks agency and commissioner to stand in support of an introduction bill 0060 to ban e-scooters in parkland because it's endangering pedestrians, dogs, children, and other cyclists, as well as it's taking away the enjoyment of parks, which used to be a sanctuary for all of us. So if anyone's interested, either DM me or send an email or contact your council person if you support it. I'm not saying you should, I'm just stating, sharing some information to support this intro 0060. Right now, I think it has 22 sponsors. It needs at least 34. And ask your council members, especially during election, to support this bill to ban e-scooters from parkland. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. CC, so I'm assuming that's Christine Culpepper, like I said before. Is it Christine?
Hi, yes, sorry about that.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. And I want to say thank you to Parks. This is Christine Culpepper. I am the Democratic District Leader in the 80th Assembly. And I just want to thank Parks and also the Bronx Commissioner, Parks Commissioner, Yesenia Ponte, for the speedy sort of response to an issue that they had at Zimmerman Park the other day. So I want to thank you for the extra trash cans that were placed at the park. Also, I have a question about it. I'm not sure if this is for Parks, but does anybody know about any of the DEP work that's going on at Zimmerman Park?
Matt, this is or Valerie. I don't see Catherine.
I don't know if Kat is on, but
That's
not
not on
aware of anything.
There's no drainage work happening over there?
No.
Okay.
No, there's some investigation work. If you see maybe like somebody doing a boring and taking it
Okay.
out, that's the only type of work I know that's been going on over there.
All right, thank you.
What have you seen?
No, just, some of the community members reaching out and kind of making comments about it. So I wanted to follow up with that.
Whenever we get comments on stuff that's happening in parks, we always ask community members to take a picture so we can identify exactly what it is. We always want to know exactly what's going on our properties. So we're always eager to, do you see something? Take a photo, email it. You could email it to the community board. You could email it to your park manager, Juan, and we'll investigate it.
Thank you so much, Matt.
Is that it, Christine?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, all right. Motion.
function.
What about like with budget priority stuff? What?
I said, I don't even know.
That's your ball field, right?
Yeah.
So,
Did acknowledge with Malcolm, so about earlier, maybe.
Oh.
It's a function of number. So that's also add tree guards, you know, along the district also, tree guards, trash cans. Those type of things into the budget priorities, the capital expense requests, the post all.
you went to the bathroom and can't flush it.
So before you guys adjourn, I do want to jump in as well and, you know, thank Parks for taking the time to come on such short notice, and giving us the updates. And, you know, now I think we have some tangible action steps and directions in which we can go to try and make things better and continue collaborating. So thank you. And as far as the community development and budget priorities, Malcolm, did you want to say something?
Yes, I recall. I'm sorry. There are areas in the district that has like flooding issues, right?
Yeah.
I recall, I had a conversation. I think if you could speak, I don't know if it's Parks or it's DEP, but you could request that some of the emerging sidewalks, maybe you could find funding to turn it into like yes, stuff like that, so that it absorbs the water instead of
But some of the floodings, like one of the flooding, a couple of floodings are on Pearl Park Way, on the roadway.
Yeah.
And you can't bioswale Pearl Parkway, but that's more of a DEP issue that they gotta attend to the sewer, clean out the sewer grates.
Yeah, I think DEP also has grants, but studies never hurt anybody. You know, and more studies, the best motivation you have, the more options you give yourself to tackle issues.
I'll just make one comment that DEP is involved with lots of reduced groundwater remediation projects in the area. Some are in parks, some are not in parks, but DEP basically funds a lot of those in order to reduce runoff into the CSOs. So yeah, DEP central for that, but good question.
Okay.
And so lastly, I just want to say, I know I mentioned the budget priorities. You guys don't have to sit down right now and come up with a list of budget priorities. I think that's something that, if you're home or you see something and, that could qualify, then just jot it down and email it to the committee so that way, the more we submit, the better, because I mean, if we don't ask, we won't get, so.
Okay,
That's
good.
all.
Well, I'm sorry. I have a question. Submit for what year? Fiscal year 26 or 27?
Dwayne, where are you guys right now?
I got 26 deadline already passed. I'm sorry, I'm eating my dinner. It's just arrived home.
That's all right. So then for 27.
Thank you.
26, okay, so it's 57. Okay. All right, any old business? No. Any new business? No. I say we adjourn this meeting.
8:23 p.m.
The time now is 8:23 p.m. and this was the Parks and Recreation meeting, and it's ending at 8:23 p.m. Thank you all. Have a nice day.
And I'd like to thank the Community for 11 Parks Committee for their hard work as well. Good night.
Good night.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
guys.
It's here.
Have a good night.
Thank you, everyone.